Good evening, or good afternoon from my perspective. Evening for some. Oh, hell, it could be morning for others, I don't know. Still haven't figured all that out. Hello, chat. Oh, Lauren 1350, all the old people. Yes, well, I represent that remark, so I'm not going to bother with it. Ekag, glad to see you. It would have been very odd if this empire were to succeed without its emperor, wouldn't it? So, hopefully everyone can hear me fine. Music's fine. We're gonna get started in just a sec. As soon as I, click on the screen and stuff. And then put that one up. Hey Chris, welcome. Ekag, do you... I have this feeling I asked you to remind me of something else this time, but let's do it quick. Well, we are sitting pretty well. Let's see. I don't remember what the hell we were making. Oh, we were starting to build a fleet. That's right. Were we actually building a fleet for a reason? Or did we just want some ships? Because, I've been known to do that every now and then. Auto Labs, you see? I would have forgot. Now, trying to remember. Let's take a look here. See what Hemdall's up to. Okay, so we did get them, so now we have to go around to all the places and put up the auto labs, because we need the research. I think I mentioned this last time, but it would have been nice if you could have just picked like 3 or 4 of these and then just tell them to start doing the auto lab thing, but eh. Guess we'll do all the research places first. Yes, late game micromanagement, yes. Struggling with the large number of options. Lots of planets, lots of things to do, and you have to click on them one by one. Given the fact that, this was a long time ago, it's a minor complaint. Just don't remember it being quite as, tedious. Maybe I was more tolerant back then. Or I didn't know any better. That's probably more likely. Oh, yes, I have. Yes, I remember that, Lauren. I do remember that, actually. You turn on some of the auto building and then the bizarre things that it builds first. Yes. I guess at some point, though, when you don't really care, like if the planet is just something you take over, maybe it's not a big deal, right? You just throw on the auto build and off you go, but... Wow, not sure why we're doing trade goods here. Maybe I put the auto build on here. Lauren, they did make a Mu 3. But generally speaking, people don't talk about that. But there is a new one that they're making, supposedly. Oh, sorry. Yeah, there you go. That's correct. It doesn't exist. Can't hear you. You're talking nonsense, man. Intelligent converse is not possible. You do not talk, you gibber. All right. Lots of monies. I didn't have the tax rate at some ridiculous level. Okay, that's good. It's nice for a change. Lots of extra food. Got a lot of these sitting around doing nothing. I have a ship. A single ship. Now, I think we did, just before we stopped last time, I think we went through and did all of the little bits and pieces about, you know, getting a little bits of the technology and stuff like that. So, I think we're good there. I wonder if we should start building the occasional spy back on the home planet. I don't know, we kind of suck at it, so it would almost be pointless. And don't let me forget, the next planet I take has to be a fully named G pudding. He requested it a long time ago, and he only got the little stubby names, so don't let me forget that this time, please. Come on, we want more technology. There we go. Class 3 shields. It's about time, because, like, we built our first ship with a Class 1 shield. Some, 300 turns in, that's probably not so good. Oh, radiation shield, that's going to make things more difficult. Now I got to go around and build all those. Alright, let's see what we got here. Multi-phased physics. I just saw it because of phasers, that's all. I don't think I care about alien management centers. Seems to be a bit weak. Missions. I think computers start getting the androids. Maybe? Yeah, we'll have that in no time. Alright. So what's doing fascinating? Anything interesting going on? Everybody getting ready for whatever holiday they're doing? Holiday season, taking up your time, stuff like that. Having to be, you know, physically social. So there's one solution. I'm doing absolutely nothing. So oh, the things I did while you were away, Ekeg. You're going to be sad. Old Lady Gamer, you're doing absolutely nothing for Christmas. Nothing. No tree, no socializing, no nothing. The High Council has convened to elect one leader to be Emperor of the Galaxy. Emperor Ekeg FB006, because we couldn't fit his whole name in there. Yes, actually, a young kitten in a Christmas tree, that could result in a disaster of some sort. So we're up against the bugs again. The silicoids don't want to vote. The Cylons vote for us. And one whole vote for us, so that's 4. Well, at least the Clacons voted for themselves. I was afraid they were going to vote for us too. Sword of the Stars Live. Welcome. Sword of the Stars. There is a game I remember from a long, long time ago. I should correct that statement. I don't really remember it, but I remember the name. So technically, that's remembering. And as you get older, that's good enough, he said as he sipped coffee. All right, let's see what. Quick math tells me we're a little too close, so we'll have to abstain just to be safe. There. I mean, sooner or later, I'm not going to be able to pull that nonsense. You know, they'll all get mad at me. Or am I thinking of the other one again? Sort of the Stars Live, yes. It's actually interesting because there's a lot of people that come here and visit and say that. So you would seem to have a lot of people agreeing with you. I spent an enormous amount of time with the first one, but only played this one a couple of times, finished it, and went on my merry way, so I am finding it. I do remember the music, though. I really liked the music here. It sticks in my mind. I know, Ekeg, actually I would have been crowning you Emperor of the Galaxy, but the whole thing is I'm not quite ready to put an end to it, right? I guess so that almost sounds like a challenge now. But if I remember correctly, Sword of the Stars is got a really, really deep tech and structure under it. So it's like I would probably have difficulty. I think streaming it without knowing it would probably make it pretty awful for the viewers. So I may take it and try it somewhere else, if I can find it. What do we got sitting around here? I've got terraforming and I haven't done anything with it. I'm a bad person. Guess we should put up the radiation shield. Well, let me check, actually. Oh, no. I was referring to the complexity of the game. If I'm thinking of Sword of the Stars, I'm vaguely remembering that it was... I could be thinking of the wrong game, too. So that's possible. I'll have to look it up and check, but I vaguely remember it having a very, very deep technology curve, and it was even more complicated than this. And okay, then I may be thinking of the wrong thing. I'll have to check into that. I'll have to see what it is I'm thinking of, because the one I'm thinking of was like I'd like an old Windows style interface. So maybe I'm thinking of something different. It's all becoming fuzzy. Yeah, I was just checking on the planet, or I was going to check on the planets to see whether or not I needed the radiation shield here or not. Yeah, Lauren, I agree completely. Moo was one of those games I kept clicking. I completely forgot what was going on around me. Needed a cuffing to be reminded to stop. Just click, click, click. I want to see what's going on. It was just very simple. I suppose if you go and look at it compared to the things nowadays, it's probably maybe a little too simple for a lot of people, but... Is there an online version of Sword of the Stars 2? Or was there? Or am I thinking of getting something else? No, I haven't built them there yet. I haven't built the Auto Labs yet. I'm going to get there. Yeah, that's what I thought. I do remember some things. Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that. Because my impression of it is that it was very difficult to pick up, so... If that's an incorrect understanding, then I'd like to take a peek at it. And if it is, as you say, still running, that would imply that it has a very loyal base of fans, so... Okay, so we'll click off another turn here. Well, thank you, old lady gamer. Yes, there are no cows in this. Not that I'm aware of. There were cows in Star Control 3, though. Yes, I guess that never even occurred to me. Oh, what is this Farmville you speak of? I've heard only of its name. Never have I heard of it beyond that. I'm not even sure. I know it's space cows. Yes, they were space cows. The precursors had, well, I mean, that's a bit of a spoiler if you haven't played Star Control 3. However, a lot of people said Star Control 3 does not count. Can't? No, I'll do nothing to help King. Stupid trademarking candy. Go to hell. Obviously don't know what that represents. Yeah, Sword of the Stars. I honestly find that with the 4Xs, the statement you're there, right there, the people are different. I find that people can gravitate to certain types of them, and they nail it. It's a piece of cake for them to put that system together in their head, and then I go and play it, and I'm like, I can't even spell what they're doing, you know what I mean? And whereas I can go and play a different system, and I'll kill that one, and they go, I hate that game, it's terrible. So we should have sub-genres inside the sub-genre of 4X. Just to make things more complicated. But yeah, that statement you've said right there nails the whole thing, right? When you're playing one of these, it's like, it either clicks with the way, like you can either click with it and grab it and you get a hold of it and run with it, or you need someone like EKEG to point you the way through it. But then that also says if you're willing to take the time. So, what did I miss in chat while I was ranting? Well, I wasn't really ranting, kind of mumbling. Rambling, that's better. Farmville, people still no. I thought Farmville was one of those, is it a Facebook thing? I thought it was part of the... Oh, no, it's the one where Don Matrick went, wasn't it? That horrible place when he left Microsoft's Xbox division. He oozed over to something else. I fully thought they were going to buy it because, you know, he oozed on over to the... What's that place? Zynga? Is that what it's called? Okay. Let's do something here. What is this place doing? What is this place? This is a research colony, so we don't need all that junk. We can just let it sit there for the time being. Yeah, Zynga, that's the one. Yeah. I honestly thought when Microsoft, when he left Microsoft, that they were going to just put him in place there for 3 or 4 years and then buy the mess up, right? Because he was there for X amount of time, and then didn't the guy who started the company disappear like 8 months after? Like, I mean, it just seemed like, you know, a typical Microsoft dump, and they were going to pull it in and absorb it. You see what you're saying right there, that you generally don't play them, and that this particular sort of the stars balances it perfectly, and you just, so that kind of supports what I'm saying, because it's kind of letting me know that something about sort of the stars just clicked with the way that you were thinking, right? Just like I'm kind of struggling a little bit with this one, but had no trouble with Moo, the original Moo. Moo. But then I guess Moo, the original one's probably a little more simple than this. There's a bunch of other ones I have too that I would have to dig out to remember. Imperium Galactica 2 seems to stick in my mind. All types of games, that's because you have an open mind, old lady gamer. if you have an open mind, then, you know, we can avoid the whole, it's a Nintendo's, I don't do Nintendo's, or I hate consoles, and so on and so forth. It's fun, play it. Okay. We need robo-farmers. Subterranean Farm, Stock Exchange Research Lab. So there'll be no Sword of the Stars 3? I could have sworn that I heard something about that 6 or 7 years ago, but, you know, I have no idea what's going on there, so I'll stay out of commenting. Yeah, Chris, the microtransaction model. I don't like a lot of the one thing I think I loathe the most out of the mobile market at the moment is the thing like they did in what was it, Dungeon Keeper Mobile. Click, click, click. Oh well, 24 hours from now we'll refill this and you can do that. It's like, seriously. I mean, for me, it immediately becomes a case of my time is infinitely more important, and I'm just deleting this. So, yeah, perhaps I shouldn't have used Dungeon Keeper Mobile as a. There is actually some debate that it's not even a game, something like that. The hell was that thing that Square Enix put out? There's still some debate as to whether they actually qualify as games, because they really don't do anything. Like, there's no actual game. You just spend money to get stuff. So it becomes debatable. I don't know. There are some mobile things I play that are alright. They're fun. But they're usually of the simple diversion type. Something to do while waiting in the doctor's office. Cybersecurity link. Windows Phone 7. Okay. You have 2 batteries, right? That's funny, Lauren. It bothers me that you can say ancient smartphone. Yep. I think we should all be concerned about that. You don't have a smartphone, tablet, touch, phone, anything. You have a landline with a cordless and a desktop computer. I bet that gets it done. I don't think I had a smartphone until sometime early last year, I think, was the first time that I had my own. And everything else was provided by work. And of course you can't do anything with those, so. Ooh, deep core mining. And core waste dumps. I think that gets rid of all the stuff, right? Probably want that at some point, but... Heightened intelligence psionics. Biomorphic fungi. Oh, the transformation, I get it. Okay, that's, yes, we want that. You're right. I'm sorry, Sword of the Stars. What is that you type? What do you think of, and then it gets blurry? Is that, what do you think of Excel? We have profited greatly from our trade treaty, Mighty Emperor ECAG FB006. Thank you for honoring the agreement. Okay, you're welcome. Really? You just phoned me up to say, hi, that's kind of cool. I like that. The diplomacy in the original one was kind of insane. They'd call you, we love you, please stop killing us. We declare war. The very next turn, right? I'm sorry, Sword of the Stars. I can't see. Moo? The original Moo was awesome. I'm being facetious. We don't talk much about Moo 3. I did not care for it. I remember playing it and I was having one of those... I kept playing it and I'm saying to myself, well, you know, this is... I was deluding myself, really, is what it comes down to. I was saying, this isn't this bad. As I clicked out of 17 menus deep, and I'm thinking, oh man, every little... And the color scheme, wasn't it like a... kind of a teal or something? It was just, Yeah, no, I didn't like it. I have no fond memories of it, except that I deluded myself, trying to pretend for several hours that it was not a complete and utter disappointment. It honors me every time we meet, dear ECAG. He wants microlight construction. I don't think any of these people are a threat to us. I think only the bugs are. So I really don't care. What do you want? What do we want? Do we want the antimatter drive? We haven't spent anything in propulsion as far as I can remember. Sorry, Sword of the Stars, it was probably a bad joke. Yes, the diplomacy here is awesome. You're correct. The first one, though, the other emperors and their representatives were all schizophrenic and psychotic. It was insane. Sold, ECAG. We will take the drive. Like, it was insane that they would break off relations with you, start a war, then you'd kick their ass 2 planets deep, and then they'd be begging for peace, and then you'd give it to them, and then, like a turn later, they'd be back at you trying to start another war. I think Lurking Rock was the last one we put up, so we should take a look at that, and Abraxy Prime as well. Is Moobot pestering you? I didn't realize it was a bovine stream, but you know. Is Moobot pestering you too often? My other bot, the one I'm working on, went insane when Classicor and I were here the other day, so I've shut it off for the time being. Every time he typed something, it would say hi to everybody that was on chat, and then every time he said something, he would say something like, I can see you, Classicor. So it was like focused on everything he did. He was getting actually kind of creeped out, but it was funny. If I could replicate it, I would. It would be amusing, but... let's get this place sorted out. There's a misspelling? Oh dear, what did I misspell? Okay, I will recheck the MooBot message. Not right now. Actually, is Lurking Rock here? Are you here? If you're here, could you check? Apparently I've screwed something up in the spelling. Sword of the Stars, my PC is mostly overheating right now. No. Sorry. Yeah, I just had to yank the liquid cooler out of it because it was not cooling. Turn it on, it would go from 50 degrees to 80 and then shut off. So I pulled it out and put a stock cooler in it. Primarily using an 8350 the 8-core processor AMD thing. I have a 290X AMD video card, 32 gig of RAM. I'm running Windows 8.1 now. I'm not happy about that, but it is what it is. 7 was behaving like crap, and I'm actually, I hate to say this as much as I don't want to say it, but I have to admit it, is that 8.1 is actually seems to be better than 7 for streaming things. I mean, worked with Chris. He's in the chat here, worked with him. He got a game called Overseer, Tex Murphy's Overseer, running on 10. I got it running on 8.1, but it refuses to run correctly on Windows 7. So the closest I think we got, Chris, was the last test we did where we could get the game to run, but all the movies were like disappearing every other movie, which I could not figure out what the hell that was. So, and that was only when it was streaming. I mean, it works fine when it's not. So, yeah. Oh, thank you. It is actually. It's not a screaming system, but it's really, really good for streaming because you have the 8 cores, right? So you have all the different. Well, it's technically 4 with that sort of hyper-threaded approach, but yeah, whatever. But with the large memory and. Okay, Chris, that's actually interesting. Sorry, he's just I'll get back to that in a sec. He had the movies running. Let's get his setup information because I have the game part running. All right, I don't have the movies running correctly. So let's see if we can combine the two setups and figure out what it is. We can maybe put the thing together finally. And it was based off of that direct 3D wrapper thing that I have kicking around. Because really that just directs everything to DirectX 9. Sword of the Stars, if it works and it plays what you want, and you can enjoy yourself with it, it's a good PC. It's that simple, right? I mean, if you want to pick up some more stuff later, by all means, that's the beauty of the PC. But if it's getting what you want done, then it's a good PC. The internet has too much focus on the size of your processor. And I know all the women will be chuckling at that joke. But, you know. I believe it's been fixed. Oops, if you want to check the moo, she is got a better thing there. Okay. Let me build something. What was I doing? And there you go, right? And there it is right there. Sword of the Stars. That's what you want to play and that's what you want to do, so the machine is perfect for you. Plus, I am assuming it's not hurting your wallet. So, I used to try the Bleeding Edge, but it was expensive. Drivers were unstable. You spend more time inside the case fixing something than actually playing something, so I don't hate it now. that I've stepped back from the bleeding edge. So that's perfect. That's a perfect price. Like, I mean, you can't even, I don't think you can get a console, a modern console for that. And I mean, all you would have to do to get better performance is probably pick up a, I don't know, even a 960 would give you better performance. I don't know how much they are right now. But hell, you could get something like I have for $300 I think now. Well, that's probably a lot. That would kind of be silly, wouldn't it, to spend $300 on your video card and your PC? What are we building here? I've completely got off topic. Yes, thank you, Ekag, thank you. Get me back in order, mister. This empire won't build itself. Well, there you go, too, right? It is just a hobby. So, fair statements all around. I have to do something with the toxic. It's ultra rich, but I bet you it's ultra tiny. No, it's probably best to stay out of the craziness that is the high-tech impress your neighbors. Probably wouldn't hurt to have some happier people here. Oh, terraforming. We must have terraforming. We can probably effectively... Sure, we can afford it. Oh, did I forget the cloning centers? Okay. I'll get back there. Oops. Yes, that is also true. Hobbies are important, but not to the detriment of other parts of your life. Well, occasionally to the detriment, but not overall. So that, you know, one night you decide to stay and play your favorite MMO until, 6 in the morning. That's okay once in a while. Alright, what's going on in Classicor? Who is hiding from the internet, by the way? It's not much to do here. Maybe build some housing. Grow some people. Massive welfare state? What country is that? Old Lady Gamer, it sounds like I must stream Farmville for you, but I know nothing about Farmville. And I don't want to. I've been told it's not very good. Denmark. Oh, I don't know much about Denmark. So I really, I have no idea what you mean. Like, is it... yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you for letting me off the hook. Yeah, I don't... I even as a joke, I think people would just smack me. Just for putting that up there, I think I probably get cut. I am Canadian, sort of, the stars. The land of maple syrup, back bacon, and bagged milk, which I've actually been thinking of putting a picture of. I don't know why is that such a weird thing. I mean, for me, bagged milk is like, you know, it's just, we got bagged milk, we got jugs of milk. Like, but people come here and they look at it as like, oh, weird. An American? Yes, The Witcher 3 is on the list, old lady gamer. Be patient. Be patient, we will find a spot. And I want to play that one too. But I have to commit to it. I can't sort of play it. There's a lot of game there, so... It's not one of the ones you can sort of slide in and out of slots. Oh, I got past my apologizing phase. However, if you get someone like myself or Fleos to get another Canadian together, there is a lot of A's, and you will see some sorries start popping in. It's kind of strange, yes. Our milk comes in bags, cow bags. Okay. I take it you then reside in the States? The southern states, by chance? I don't know where the milking countries are there. Well, actually, you started the cow thing, so... But then I think it's inevitable when you have a moobot. I'm curious, though, Sword of the Stars. Why American? Why do you want to be an American? I'm curious because it's not an uncommon desire. It's just, I don't know how the Americans appeal to Europeans, right? Like, I mean, I look at Europe and I think there's a lot of decent laws over there and so on and so forth. Not so many crazies running around with guns. Not, except recently. So, I'm curious through your eyes, because, I mean, they live just below me, as to what is it that appeals about being an American? I have all these ships coming, but they're not here yet. I would actually have a fleet if they would show up. New York, okay, that's fairly far north. You probably get more snow than parts of Canada there. Unless you're in the southern part or the eastern part, it's on the coast. Oh, never mind. Forget the weather. I can see that as being appealing, yes. I'm not sure that it is how you envision it, but again, I don't know enough about Denmark to really have a good idea, so I think I should learn something about Denmark now. That's a pretty good place. I don't need to build a shield there. Yeah, there are... Yeah, I know the feeling, Chris. Canada is kind of insane that way, too. Not with you censoring the crap out of the video games, you are speaking specifically of Germany, but... Yeah, I guess... I guess in reality we can all... From inside our own countries, we'll see what's wrong. From outside, I guess it looks different. You see what you want to see. I do find the various chats, though, to be enlightening. Because for most of my life I've been in North America, and I've seen things from a North American perspective. And it's interesting to see there are, you know, even places in Europe that I consider fairly similar to our Western style of culture that haven't seen, you know, things like games, there's music, stuff like that you've never even heard of, right? It's just interesting to me. Yes, no, we'll have none of the insulting various countries. Unless you live in the country, then you're free to do, you know, have at your own country, like... In reality, I think the only people that know what's really going inside a country are the people inside that country. So, because the information that we get is going to be heavily filtered. Slight quills finished a robo-miner plant. We better look at that. Better look at Slight quills system. There's nothing much to do here. Just got to grow some people. Grow them like cattle. Oh, I did it again, didn't I? I think we've managed to bring cattle back. Okay, I want to look at Slight bills. Really? You got site censoring now? Yeah, I've heard rumor that's coming here as well. Yeah, Sword of the Stars, that's true. It is costly to provide for the entire state. We do a fair bit of that here as well. And taxes are not the greatest. Actually, our taxes are kind of ridiculous, but anyway. Give me ships. I think we can safely move one person over there. Yeah, I don't think Sword of the Stars, I don't think we found it here either. It's basically, I think there's, it's almost 5 months a year that a person works to cover the percentage of their salary on average that's going to end up in the tax coffers. So sometime around the middle of May. We have a lot of good game developers come out of this place. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's that cold winter thing, you know? Sit around in the dark and the snow and dream of fun things to do. Why do I have a feeling that was not the smartest thing to say? Keg 4 finished building the weather controller. There's nothing much else to do here. We're going to ship in some food here, and we're going to build... Actually... What did I say? Oh, you missed it, did you? I know what I said. The diplomatic situation? What we have done is we've made friends with everybody who would make friends with us because, well, these guys just hate everybody. So we went non-aggression, research, trade treaty. The alliance is kind of... Yes, I know, old lady gamer. Actually, I was expecting you to be the first to jump on what I said. But, you know, it slid by now, so I got away with one. Next time, I'm sure your ears will be doing the radar thing, so... There was some good jokes you could have made at the expense of that silly statement, so... So this is, ECAG was suggesting that the alliances in this game are not as beneficial, and I think you went as far as to say they were broken, didn't you, ECAG? But, so, I think that this is the best balance. Everybody's kind of friendly. We're getting improved relations with them. We'll get the votes. And we don't have to start a war with anybody because we've been heavily focused on building the infrastructure of the Empire, right? So that's kind of the way we've played this one. And it's been very interesting because typically in the games I remember playing and getting slaughtered, the game's getting slaughtered, I always build ships and I try to fight everything. So, we're going a different route this time. Yes, it is a soft approach, I agree. But, it makes for interesting streams. Because the combat here is a little frenetic. Or if you don't autoplay it, it goes really slow. Now, old lady gamer. Okay. What was I going to do? I'm going to click a turn, because GNN, where the news comes first. Really, the Trilarian flag waves no more. No colonies or fleets remain in the Trilarian Empire. Well, you see, this is why, old lady gamer, I was glad you missed my other comment about the cold dark nights. I did it again. Oh, so they're gone. That's one of the supporters gone. I mean, they had one vote, but whatever. Lurking Rock Prime. Finished construction pollution processor. Alright.